Morning guys, thanks again for coming back to the channel. Well, today is the second day in Wales. What I'm doing, I mentioned in it's probably the previous video or maybe one before that, that I was at one of the reservoirs, Pontysil I think it's called, and when I was there I was able to take some shots, but because of the clouds it was difficult to get Penny-fan in the background. So what I've done today is I found a car park at the base of Penny-fan, and I'm going to take a wander, not up the top of it, but to the sort of the bottom of it, where there's a little, I want to say lake. It's not a lake, it's a little pond. I don't know if they're called tarns here, probably not, but I'm going to go take a wander up to that and see if I can get some shots. The good thing is, and I'll try and do this without getting too much light in, is that you might not be able to see it in the background. There is snow. I actually can't believe there's snow. So I'm going to go that direction, and I'm going to try and find this little pond, and then yeah, I'll catch you in a moment. See you in a sec. Alright guys, so I'm not quite at the top yet. Climbing big hills like this, it makes you realise how unfit you are, and I am bloody unfit. I am probably more than halfway, and if hopefully this will expose alright, just about there is Penny-fan. But look at it, it's incredible. There's loads of snow in the background. But it's a killer of a walk. It's not overly difficult. It's just one of those long, steepish hills, mountains. But it'll be bloody worth it, I'm sure. If I spin you around, there's remnants of snow, which is really cool. So it's getting to the point where it's starting to get a little white on the floor as well. This is hard work. I will be back in a moment. Hopefully I'll catch you at the top of the hill. Mountain. Right, see you in a sec. Back again. Not quite there yet still, but I just wanted to talk about this. Hopefully you can hear that. Oh, it's just such a satisfying noise. It's snow crunching underneath you. Absolutely brilliant. And there's more of it. Well, it's not quite snow, but it's more ice than snow now. You still get that satisfying crunch. It's really good. I think I've got a small ridge to climb over, and then I'm pretty much where I need to be. But it's I think I was told that this is the it's called a horseshoe, because you've got the mountains go round in a horseshoe shape, which is really cool. And I'll try and remember this, because I did a bit of research this time. Penny-fan is the highest mountain in South Wales, 886 metres high, which I think was, in feet, that's about 2,090 something. Bloody high is what it is. And obviously not the highest. I don't think it's, I think Snowdonia obviously beats it. But yeah, it's not bad. Oh, and hopefully going to get, yeah, I'll show you in a sec. I'll spin you around. But you've got the cloud just going over the top of Pennyvan, and it's just, yeah, it's really cool. So I'm hoping to get the snow on Pennyvan, hopefully a reflection in the water, and then the cloud going over the top of it as well. It's going to be brilliant. I just got to get my arse into gear and get up the hill. Mountain. Oh, holy crap. And someone's doing the walk around Pen. I'll get to the top and I'll show you. There's people walking around the ridge. Oh, brilliant. How the hell they got up there, I'm not sure. But yeah, I might have to have a look at that. Oh, crunch. Such a satisfying crunch. I'm just a child. Love it. Reminds me of Christmas when it's snowing. Just go out on a nice crisp day and just go play in the snow. Brilliant. Right, promise, the next time you see me, I will be at the top. Or where I need to be, in fact. Because it's hard to walk and talk at the same time. Right, see you in a minute. Okay, so I told you bright. As I mentioned, I told you I wouldn't. Okay, let's try. Right, darken me down a bit. Right, it's quite bright. It's quite bright out here when the sun's out. There's a ton of cloud going over the top of Pennyvan, which means that well, it's not showing itself at the moment, but there is a ton of sun off to my right, which you can see. So sorry if that makes me a bit bright. But yeah, as I mentioned, I wouldn't do a video. I wouldn't come back to you until I'd got to the top. I say the top where I needed to go, and I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong. But I've got to a tarn. I'm sure there's a Welsh version of tarn. I'm not quite sure what it is. Got to this little pond, as you can see behind me, which is a bit bright, but it's yeah, absolutely brilliant up here. With all this snow, you wouldn't know that I was in Wales. You wouldn't even know I was in England, to be fair. But it's just, yeah, stunning, absolutely stunning. And you can see loads of people. You can probably hear them behind me. Probably see them in the background, but there's people walking the ridge of Pennyvan. It's absolutely incredible. I am extremely tempted to go up there. I'm not quite sure how long it's going to take though. Probably another hour or so getting up there. Knock that back down. Sun's in and out, so I apologise for that. I'll try and do the try and sort that out as I can. So I've had a quick look around. There's the odd sort of boulder, stone, rocks in the water. Unfortunately, it's a little bit windy, as you can probably hear, which has meant that the water's not particularly calm. You can hear some beeping in the background, and that's a time lapse I've set up. So that's just doing a time lapse of Pennyvan and the clouds just flying over the top of it. What I'll do is once that's finished, I'm going to have a little wander about and see if there's anything I can find. There's a rock right here, which I'll show you shortly, which is almost directly in front of Pennyvan. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and take a shot of that, and then obviously you've got Pennyvan in the background. I want to say the mountain next to it, or the peak next to it, is Corndou. I'll put it up on screen because I'm useless with pronunciations. I'm pretty sure that's roughly what it sounds like. So I can almost make a triangle with Pennyvan top left, Corndou right hand side, and then this rock in the bottom, and it makes this nice little triangle. So what I'll do is once the time lapse is done, I'll work out which lens I can use. I think I'm going to have to go wide angle because I've had to do that for the time lapse. The 24-105 is it's not quite wide enough. 7200 is just useless. So I'll do 16-35, see how that goes. What I'll do is once I've got the shot set up, I'll talk you through it. But can you believe it? Snow, lots of snow. I'm well impressed. Oh, love it, absolutely love it. And it's not too cold at the moment either, but it's as time goes on, I'm sure it'll get cool. But it's just sun glistening off the snow is incredible. Oh, making me want to sneeze though. I'll wait for this and I will come back to you in a moment. Okay, so the time lapse is out of the way, and now I've set up my composition. So what I'm doing is I'm recording on the camera like I did the other day, and I can point to you what it is I'm planning to do. Assuming I can see it, of course. So in the immediate foreground, just here, we've got a boulder that's sitting quite nicely. In the top over here, I'm pretty sure that's Pennyvan, and then over this side we've got Corndou. So the idea is that you've got a triangle where you've got the rock in the foreground, you got one peak and then the other peak. So it should make a quite nice little composition. Because over on the left hand side there's a bit of land jutting out, what I'm probably going to do is crop it so it's slightly narrower than it is at the moment, so maybe a 3x4 or something like that, and hopefully that'll just cut off that. I've got the case graduated filter, so I've got the 2-stop grad or medium grad. It's helping because the sun is right there, as you can probably tell. I'm probably going to try and do multiple exposures just to make sure that I haven't lost any detail, because the sun is quite bright. So settings wise, I've got it set to f16, and what that's allowing me to do is get a nice sunburst over on the right hand side. 1/20th of a second and ISO 100, so should be a nice clean image. It just looks absolutely stunning with the snow. I'm so pleased I decided to come here. I'm not going to say it's better than yesterday, but both of them were just absolutely brilliant, so it's been well worth coming out this weekend. But what I'm planning to do on this shot as well is, because there's a lot of movement in the water, I'm going to stick on I might try the 6-stop, but I'm probably going to stick on the 10-stop and see if I can smooth that water out, and hopefully that'll allow me to get a bit of a reflection in the mountains in the background. I've got the polarizer on just to take off the glare, so what I'll have to do with that is potentially take 2 shots where I've got the polarizer working for the glare on the water and then take it again so it doesn't kill the reflection. So I'll take those and I will chuck them up on screen for you. See you in a bit. Right, I've taken those shots and I've now moved around a little bit further. I'm getting too much of the sort of the bit of land sort of jutting out. So what I want to do is just move along so I can take that out of the equation. I found some other bigger boulders, which I'm hoping work all right. So I'm going to try and take some shots of those and see how it goes. The problem is I think I'm on borrowed time. Where the sun is obviously sun's melting the snow, or at least it's behind me. It's melting the snow. I think it's a case of trying to get these shots quite quickly, and then moving on and trying to find something else. What I want to do is there's a ton of reeds around here, so what I was planning to do is take a shot of the mountain with the reeds in the foreground. I think that would be quite nice. But I'm going to try with these rocks first. I might even go a bit further around just to see if there's anything there. But yeah, I'll grab this shot and I'll see if I can talk you through it. So I'll come back to you in a moment. The composition I found I'm not overly keen on. What is happening is that if I show you, this is the rock that I found, but the problem with this is that it's a little bit too close to the land behind it, so for me that's a bit distracting. And then over on the left hand side, although I could probably take that out and post, it's just a little distracting. The other thing is that no matter how much of long exposure I do, you can't really see a decent reflection of the mountain in the background, which is a bit of a shame. What I'm going to do is I'll take the shots anyway and I'll see what they're like in post. But what I've found is I've had a wander over that direction, and there's another rock that is actually all on its own. It's still got a bit of ice on it, and it's got a bit of greenery on it as well. So I'll head over there, take the shot, and then I'll talk you through that one as well. Once I've done that, I'm probably going to start heading back down the mountain, and if I catch anything on the way back, I'll talk to you as well. But I will see you shortly. Okay, so I have found a slightly different composition. I say slightly different, it's almost the same as the other one, but the good thing with this is that the rock is on its own. So what I'm doing is I'm fairly close to the rock, focusing on that, and then I've got the mountains in the background. I've stuck on a 2-stop grad and the 10-stop, and I'm able to get sort of a 30-second exposure, which is smoothing out the water a lot more than it was earlier. And I'm at f11 and ISO 100. What I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on the rock and then focus on the mountains behind, just to make sure I've got both of those in focus. The good thing is that there's clouds sort of flying over the top of the mountain, which is making it look quite interesting. I've just got to try. The only issue I've got is that there's a slight bit of there's like a bright patch on the left hand side, which is causing a bit of an issue, but hopefully I'll be able to tone that down a bit in post. Okay, so I've gone for a slightly different composition this time. Instead of landscape, I've gone portrait, and what I've done is I found a rock that is on its own, no land around it, and that is the dominant focal point within the picture. And then immediately behind that is the mountain, so you've got Penuan and then Condu. What I'm doing is I'm focusing on, so on the rock here, I'm focusing on that, and then what I'll do is I'll focus on the mountains at the back. It's a little bit calmer here than over the other side, but what I'll do is I'll do a long exposure, and hopefully that will just smooth it out enough to be able to get a reflection of something in the water. But I'll take the shot, chuck it up on screen for you, and let me know what you think. Hopefully it'll be a good one. Okay, so that's me done for now. I think I am running out of time for the shots here. The snow is starting to melt where the sun is. I've just managed to come around where the mountains sort of shading some of the water. So I've taken a shot. Hopefully that's come out all right. It certainly looks all right on the back of the camera, but post will tell me whether or not it's any good. Yeah. So for now, what I'm going to do is head back down. I'll probably call this a video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Yeah, I've loved it. I thought it's been brilliant coming up here. Didn't expect to see any snow, and it wasn't as bad a walk as I was expecting either. I'm still very tempted to go up to the ridge just to see what it's like up there, because quite possibly a stunning view from up there. And then yeah, if I do, I will show you the journey up there, or the trip up there, or the walk up there. And once that's done, I will be heading back home. So for now, I will call it a video. I will catch you on the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. I'm sure I've made a cock up on some of the names of these places, so feel free to rip the shit out of me. I'll learn them for next time. Oh, and also, hopefully I've mentioned it on the previous video, but I've got a calendar. It's my very first calendar, never done one before. There's a load of images from 2019 that I've taken. Took a bit of time to make sure that they were the right image for the right month, and that is on sale now, so go check it out. If you know anyone who wants one, feel free to share the link and let them know. But yeah, anything sort of related with the calendar, that helps me with the channel. And yeah, hopefully I'll carry on doing this a bit longer. So for now, I will catch you later. So from South Wales up in Pen y Fan, I'll see you later. Bye. In my efforts to try and improve the audio at noisy locations, I tried using a lav mic and unfortunately didn't realise that it wasn't compatible with the camera, so picked up nothing I was saying. What I was trying to explain here was that on the way down from Pen y Fan, I met a couple, Colin and Sharon, who told me that less than half a mile back up the road from the car park were two waterfalls that hardly anyone visited. I didn't have time to see both, but I was able to get to this waterfall before having to leave, and I was amazed at how beautiful the waterfall was. I've put links to both Colin and Sharon's Instagram accounts down in the description below. They have some amazing shots, so go check them out. Hello. Right, I think I just did a bit of recording before I got to the waterfall behind me, and I have a feeling there is no audio for that, which is a pain in the arse. I'm just trying out a new lav mic, and I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. But what I was saying was the waterfall behind me, a guy called Colin let me know where it was, and he is an absolute legend. Waterfall is just insane. I think it's flowing a little too much, but I've still got some half decent shots, I think. So thank you very much, Colin. You're an absolute legend, like I say. Hopefully you watch the video. But yeah, it's all well and good being able to scout places out using Google or Flickr or anything like that. But hands down, having a local person tell you where things are is 100 times better. There's only so many places people post up on Instagram and Flickr and Google, all of that, that you don't always get to see what people or where these places are. So yeah, if I have one tip of the day, it's tap up somebody who's local to where you plan to go and see if they can give you any hint as where to take some shots. and then buy them a beer afterwards. And Colin, next time I'm here, you're definitely getting a pint off of me. Right, so I'm definitely finishing the video this time. I didn't do much recording around there, did a bit of B-roll, which you've probably already seen, and yeah, I'll shove the pictures up in a sec. Hopefully they come out really good. So they look all right on the back of the camera, so I'm hopeful. But I shall definitely be noting this down in my places to come back to. So right, I'll leave it to it. Take it easy, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.